I got the bottom structure of another one there. Looks like we're starting on top of this one. I think that's a good time to do another question. Oh, these short ones. These are the ones that kill your fingers, trying to get them lined up and all that fun stuff. Alright, so I think I got all of Ty's, all but one of Ty's questions. Last question was, do you plan on doing any live streams in the future? I do plan to do live streams in the future. I just recently got everything set up again. I had a lot of troubles ever since I moved, which was a while ago, where anytime I tried to live stream, I was getting just a massive amount of drop frames. Which basically means that the stream's cutting out, it's not working. And I changed all the settings, I did probably a dozen test streams trying to get it figured out, and it just never made any progress. And then it turned out, through just some random thoughts and a little help from Serious Simon, there was actually the Twitch server in Miami that was busted. So I changed servers, bam, working fine. So that was the problem there. So that took a couple weeks to get figured out. So yeah, I definitely want to get back to live streaming. Still not great at it. I kind of struggle with the longer format of that. It's no secret that the old voice box in the Cone Dodger does not enjoy speaking for long periods of time. Even during this, it's like, why are you doing this to me? But I do enjoy streaming. It's a lot more of a kind of one-on-one atmosphere. I get that connection with you guys that I don't really get through the YouTube thing, so that I really do enjoy, and I do want to get back into doing that. I'm being a terrible YouTuber right now. I'm holding it like, this is my Legos. No. Sorry, Lego. Woof. Can't say Legos on the internet. It's a sin to say that. This Lego brought to you by Crush. Right. So yeah, that is what I am planning to do with that. It's been a little crazy lately. I've been doing a lot of stuff kind of in real life. Including I just got back from Rolex, 24 Hours of Daytona, which is always a great time. I mentioned this a little bit in Bingo, which just went out yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Depending on when I recorded this and when I post it. Yeah, that Rolex is just an awesome time, and if you never have been to a sports car race or an endurance race specifically, it's something I would highly recommend. There's something about the sound of those cars in person, for me, that is just unbelievably awesome. It's been like 7 or 8 years that we've been going. Well, that's it, please. But I still remember the first time we went, and just the... No? Okay, let's move on this one. Got it. 1, 2 my ones. Here. No. Something's not right. It says it should be here. It says there should be stuff next to that. Let's see what's going on. I did not put a brown on there, and that's all it was. No biggie. But yeah, the first year we went, which was actually kind of a... it was a big learning experience. If you're going to an endurance race, you need to be very prepared. Woo! Sheet of fire. But yeah, the sound of those cars, the way it like shakes into your body, and especially around Daytona, because that place is so It's a roval, it's an oval, so you know the infield road course is within the oval, so all the sound kind of gets trapped within. It's really something you'd have to experience to really get what I'm saying, because it's an awesome experience. But yeah, that was last week, and then I've been doing some in real life stuff with cars, and where did all these pieces come from? Oh, it's just a bunch of the stuff. Okay. From doing stuff with Brent with his 240, which, to kind of answer your question, Ty, was why I would never build a drift car, because that's what his is for. And I have never actually done any drifting in my life. It is something that is on my bucket list. I would like to at least have a couple goes in his car, just to see what it's like. Alright, last page of book number 1. Let's see, this one pointed this way. This row is the one that's empty. I think I missed a flat piece somewhere. Let's see, if it's oriented this way. Yeah, it's just going to be one of these guys. These guys. Don't press too hard on that piece. Ooh. A lot of work. That piece. There we go. Okay. That's number 2 done, I assume. Let's see. Yes, okay, so I need to have this facing at me. Oh, it actually goes like so. Right? Right. Alright, we're halfway there. Troll piece. Get out of there. There. Alrighty, let's see. I think that is now all of Ty's questions. We got Joe's question. Let's see. Dux asks, what is your favorite Minecraft build, and why is it the Melon Tower? My favorite Minecraft build, although the Melon Tower is pretty freaking awesome, is probably the apartment building that I did on the No Hero server, which consequently was also his idea. He's really good with having those ideas, cool things to build, that he somehow manages to wrangle me into building, and spending obscene amount of time building. That was one of them. And if you've been around long enough to have seen the episode I did on the No Hero server showing off that, props to you, because I don't think that's many people here My channel had a much different kind of look to it back then. This is all singles. Okay. But yeah, that was years ago. I did a video on that, and even longer than that goes since I built it. But that was an awesome build just with the scale, and as much as I hate to admit it, the idea, because it was so unique. It's something that I guarantee you nobody has ever built in survival Minecraft before. Okay, looks like we're starting the final bit of island. This one's pretty small, it looks like. We're getting pretty low on pieces, so I assume it is. I got pretty much all the questions answered. Let me check something real quick. There was one from... where did it go? We had a question from PackBat, who asked if I was going to play this cool game called Drift Stage. Yes I am. And it is a cool game. And he later discovered that it was indeed my video that had showed him that game. So yeah, that game is really awesome. So I will answer that question even further. We'll make a question section here real quick. That game is a game that I absolutely cannot wait to get finished, because I want to do videos in that, and I want to do a lot of videos in that. It was instantly a lot of fun. People keep making this comparison to Ridge Racer and things like that. I guarantee you it is better than those games were. At least in my feeble little mind. But once he... Whoa, pieces flying. Once he discovered that I had already played that game, he had another question that I do not... I've been trying to think of an answer to this question since he asked it, and I have not been able to think of anything, so I'm going to try and think of something on the fly here. He asked, what question, how did he word it? What question would you really like to be asked on this AMA? And, yeah, I don't really know. That was the fun part of me. That was the fun part of me. That was the fun part to me of doing an AMA, is I like to get just some overall communication with you guys about things you might be interested to know, either about me or just about some things that I know. One of the most fun parts about doing, what do you guys got over here? About doing automation videos has been kind of sharing my general knowledge base on, now I'm no expert, I'm no AFC mechanic, I'm not a mechanical engineer, though I tried to be. Yeah, I just have a great, broad knowledge of stuff that is absolutely useless to anybody about, like, automotive history and that kind of stuff. So I think that's where my brain has gone. I really like getting questions and answering questions mostly about that kind of stuff, especially like the early 90s, late 80s Japanese automotive history. Let's see, there's Dodge Viper history. I know an awful lot about that car. That is one of my, no, I would say that is my favorite car of all time. If you watch my video I did from Rolex, you'll see that car an awful lot in there. And that's because that has just always been one of my favorite cars of all time. So yeah, I would say that would be something, that's how I would interpret that question. What is one thing I absolutely love talking about? And I love talking about that era, and just in general, automotive history is extremely extremely fun for me. I love talking about that kind of stuff. I love sharing my knowledge about that kind of stuff with people. So that is how I will answer that question. And I also apologize. I'm not going to have your name, but on a recent automation video, which I think I did actually reply to the comment. Now that I think about it, but I'll answer it again. And I got this question quite a bit, especially when I was doing the automotive. No, when I was doing not the automotive challenge, the recreations in automation, which is still probably the most popular series I did on YouTube. Was the Japanese and American engine recreation miniseries. I got a lot of questions constantly from people. Where do you get your information? How do you know this stuff? What's your source? Blah, 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 blah. Now, I always did that kind of stuff, not as science, but just as fun. But a lot of that stuff I do just remember from growing up, reading magazines, just trying to fill my little tiny brain with massive amounts of automotive knowledge. And there's also just so much of this stuff spread across the internet. Somebody could really do the world, the automotive world at least, a great favor by kind of packaging all of this knowledge into one source and actually fact-checking this stuff. Because if you start doing research, especially on sports car stuff and exotic car stuff, into the actual specifications and statistics of cars, you're going to have a bad time because the stuff is so spread out. It's not all in one source. There's 1,000 different opinions of what the actual specification was, what the actual numbers were, and there's a lot of people out there that just like to kind of spout their knowledge, even if they don't have it, and things to that effect. What the heck are we building? Oh, the damn portal. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that was part of this. I feel like I'm missing a step, though. Am I? Yes, I was going to do something I wasn't supposed to do yet. I'm supposed to surround this first. Okay. Yeah, so that would be my answer. I do a lot of research. I take all the sources I can find, and I average them. Alright? I kind of sort them by how much I trust them. A lot of stuff you read on the wiki is sometimes a little questionable. But then, if you go into the wiki and you look at the past edits and you look at the sources, you can trace them back, and then you can kind of average out or kind of justify these sources and see if they are legit or not. I'm sure I've made mistakes on every single recreation video I've ever done. None of them are going to be 100% true or accurate, but it's still fun, and it's still more knowledge than I think people had going into the videos, and that's all I care about. It's making sure people got out of the videos something. Some little bit of knowledge or interest out of them is all I asked for. Alright, so my bad. I let the GoPro go ahead and die there, so I gave it about 20 minutes of charge. We don't have much left, so I'm hoping to be able to finish this now. I do hope I've answered all of the questions. I don't even have them open at the moment. Let's see. Yeah. The only one I didn't really cover, and it wasn't even, I don't think he even really intended it to be a question, but it's something that I kind of wanted to answer. It's something I want to talk about, I guess, because it's not something I've directly ever talked about. And that was that I mentioned to keep the questions, somewhat PG. And the reason behind that is not because I am trying to orient my content towards kids or anything like that. I just don't feel as though doing the obnoxious kind of heavy cursing or obscene content, stuff like that. It's not my personality. I know it's the popular route to go. Certainly, a lot of people have had a lot of success doing that kind of commentary. It's just not me, and that's something that's always been really important to me. In the 2 years now that I've been doing, nearly 2 years, I think we're about to hit that mark. Uh, Let's Plays, is I've always wanted to keep it really like sincere and true to who I really am, and that's definitely been my most kind of coveted trait in the channel. So that is the answer to that. Rough question by Mr. Zacatelia of PT Channel. Yeah, that is why I say that. It's not that, I mean, I'm gonna cuss every now and again. That's gonna happen. Uh, the words are gonna flow. I just want to keep my emotions and my actions and everything like that true to who I really am. And I'm not the kind of person that goes out and tries to say offensive things just, for the attention in life or in video. So that is my take on that. Let's see, this is the open side, and I want the tube around near me. So there we go. Now I just need to join them. I think I'm getting a little bit of mic feedback. There we go. Okay, and let's see. I want to connect this one to the one we built before. And I want to do it in a way, let's see, it has this one into this one, right? It doesn't look right. So if this one's this way. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. No, I don't. So it would be this way. Yeah, there we go. That's how it goes. Okay, and then I can only assume that you then join them together, like so. Alright, and then, wow, that's a lot of extra pieces. That's how Lego works. There's always extra pieces. I bet you of the many totes I have full of Lego pieces, many of it is extras from Lego kits and just Lego kits that no longer exist. Alright, so let's see. Maybe we can plot these Endermen around on here. Otherwise they're going to get lost. So let's do some of that. Put some on the bottom. There is some exposed. I think those are supposed to be covered, so let's go ahead and do that. And if not, I'm going to have a custom mini world here. But yeah, I assume they're supposed to be. Actually, which way did these separate? Like so. There we go. Completed. Set. It's pretty cool. It looks like the end. I don't know what the deal is with the darker colored blocks. Endstone's all the same color. I guess they did it just to give it a little contrast. But yeah, Endstone's pretty much all the same color. I do like the little Enderman, and the Ender Dragon's pretty well done for a Lego character. All right, because of the lighting and such of the GoPro, I figured it might be a little hard to see. So here's an up close look. Let's back it up a little bit. There we go. Up close look of the finished product. Pretty cool. You can see there's the end portal. So yeah, you're already dead, Dragon. Hit the portals there. So yeah, that is the finished product. I do hope you enjoyed. Thank you everybody for your questions. I would like to do more of these in the future. So get some questions going in your brain, would you? And yeah, I'll see you next time.